For the last 3, maybe more weeks, I have had completely and utterly terrible sleep. It's gotten to the point now where most nights I get 2, maybe 3 hours of sleep, and in spite of the fact that I got around 6.5 hours last night, nearing 7, I feel like I got no hours of sleep. I cannot think. I tried playing Scrabble with my friends, and every turn I ended up skipping at the last minute because I could not think of a word to create with the letters that I was given. These are games that I've always been really good at. The search a word, the spell lots of words, the test your pretentious vocabulary from having read so many books since a young age games. I've always been really good at those. I couldn't think of a single word because my mind kept going blank. My mind has continually gone blank when faced with every single possible mental task that could be thrown at me. And this is not how it typically is. Most of the time, my mind is in regular order, working well, and I'm able to do things. Not today, sir. Not today. And it sucks. It sucks, and the only finger that I can point at, or the only thing that I can point a finger at, that's how the phrase ought to go, is the fact that I have not been getting good sleep so consistently, so consecutively, for so long that my brain is not in working order. It's inoperable. It needs to be taken out back, Old Yeller style, and done away with, if you know what I mean. Now, to be clear, I'm not actually suicidal. It's just I want my brain to work, and I hate the fact that my brain is not working. I think it's because of this sleep issue. I've been trying to use melatonin to aid in sleep because the last 2 times I went to the psychiatric hospital, out of the 6 times that I've ever been there, they told me, boy, you've got to take melatonin every night for your sleep issues because we can't give you a narcotic sedative. So take melatonin. And I found that questionable because I've read many things online that have stated that taking that every night is not going to be helpful. But I thought, in these last couple weeks, what the hell? In the weeks prior to this, I've been getting terrible sleep. I ought to try whatever I can try to try and get this working. Whatever will work, whatever is non-narcotic, I'm going to try that. So I've been taking melatonin each night to sleep, and I've noticed an improvement. I've noticed that it's helped me, but not enough. It's not enough to get me asleep and staying asleep if I do in fact fall asleep. So I'm in this situation now where I throw every feasible non-narcotic thing at the sleeping issue, and I'm still stuck awake. I'm still not able to get to sleep, and now I'm here running my mouth about the fact that I can't get to sleep. It's the same reason why I'm not making videos right now. I was making a video every single day, and I had intended to do that for a month. There was going to be a video every single day for the whole month, which is a gimmick that I have done many times, actually. I've done the 1 video a day thing many times. I couldn't do it here because I have spent so much mental energy, so much time thinking about sleeping and getting my sleep right. And so I turn on the microphone and I look for something to talk about, and I end up just blabbering on like an idiot, stuttering like crazy, and then nothing comes out. And then the next day goes by, and I try to do the same thing again, and I end up thinking, I ought to be in better shape if I'm going to be doing this. Maybe I should just be distracting myself some other way while this sleep issue continues plaguing my life. So I fell off with the daily videos thing, And now I'm here complaining about my sleep yet again. I feel like for years, for the last 5 years on this channel, I've done nothing but complain about how I can't sleep and about how I've tried everything, but it's all to no avail. You know, this wouldn't be so much of an issue if I didn't have to sleep at particular times to wake up at particular times, but even when you're not working, you still have to do that because you have appointments scheduled, because the things outside that you need to do, such as getting groceries and so on, can only be done during the daytime, such as, I mean, there's so many things. The world does not suddenly revolve around you just because you've changed your sleep schedule. Everybody else is on a normal schedule, and everyone around me who I like to spend time with is on a normal schedule. So I have to adapt to them. I can't have this thing that I've always had where I will be awake for several hours more than I was supposed to. You know, let's say I'm going to sleep at 8 every night, and then my body physically won't let me fall asleep, and so I switch to 11 or 12. My life has always been like this. My sleep has always been like this. There are always these gaps in my sleep where I sleep later than I normally do or earlier than I normally do, simply due to the fact that my body physically won't let me sleep otherwise. There was a time where I couldn't sleep unless I was at the absolute brink at where I was so exhausted that the only way that I could get to sleep was by just falling into bed from exhaustion. For years, this is what I did, and that was the only way I could get to sleep. I never even had a set sleep schedule, and that was how I was for most of my life. But then I start going to work, and that stopped working because I would come home from work completely physically exhausted from doing manual labor all day, and I would be stuck awake the entire night. And then I would have to go to work the next morning, and I would do that again and again for 3 days straight, and then I would be able to get to sleep after no sleep for 3 days. That's what my first job was like, and that was with working overtime. So there seems to be some sort of deeply rooted issue in my sleep. And the closest thing I've ever gotten to an explanation on why I am like this is from a psychiatrist that I used to have years ago. She told me some people just do better at night, in reference to the fact that my sleep is always completely insane like this unless I'm nocturnal. If I'm not nocturnal, then my sleep goes completely off the rails and I have a lot of trouble with it and I run into all these different issues. But what she told me was that some people just work better at night, and that's why I'm like this. That's the best explanation I've gotten so far, because I'm not spending all night laying there thinking about I need to sleep. I'm not spending all night stressed out over something, thinking about this, that, and the third. I'm laying there, calm, but unable to sleep. How do you resolve something like that? Other than by trying to sleep when your body actually feels ready to sleep. It seems as though my body does not feel ready to sleep unless it is going with when the sun is down instead of going with when the sun is up, or when these arbitrary changes in my sleep cycle happen where a couple hours extra has gone by and then I sleep later than I normally do, or I sleep earlier than I normally do. It's totally random, it's totally arbitrary, but I've never been able to fix this. I don't know if you call this a sleep disorder. I don't know if you call this a sleep reorder. Whatever the hell it is, it causes problems because everyone around me is not going to suddenly drop everything and try to adapt to my inhuman sleep schedule. That is not a reasonable thing to expect of other people, okay? So I just have to do what I can to try and get this shit sorted out, and it causes immense difficulty. And frankly, I don't know what to do about it.